Hello everybody, my name's Alan and you're watching Guns, Gear, and Outdoors Alaska. Today we're going to be doing a first impressions review on the Ruger American Rimfire and 22 long rifle. But before I get into the gun, I just hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. And I'm sorry I haven't put out a video in a while. It's been about a month. I've been really busy, but I did do some caribou hunting. I had some luck with that. But alright, let's get into the features of the gun. So this is the standard model. It has standard length of pull, iron sights, 22-inch barrel, no threading, but you can get this Ruger American Rimfire here in a lot of different configurations, different barrel lengths, threaded, not threaded. I think you can also get it in 22 mag, 17 HMR, different stocks. So check out Ruger's website on that if you want to see the different models they offer. But yeah, this is the standard one, about 6 pounds here. Let's start at one end and go to the other. So out front, you have a nice crowned muzzle, protecting your rifling. Got a green fiber optic front sight, good visibility on there. Got a 22-inch blued, kind of lighter, sporter weight barrel. Coming back to the stock, we got our integral forward sling swivel, or sling stud. Got nice grasping grooves on the front of the stock. Get pretty good purchase on there. It's just a black plastic synthetic Ruger American stock. Moving back, your rear sight is a flip up and down one, kind of like on the Ruger 1022. Not the greatest sight picture in the world, but it's a good backup. It's got the little white diamond in there. Tiny notch. It's adjustable for elevation and windage. So coming back, it's drilled and tapped, so you can put a rail across the top, or you can use the 3/8-inch rimfire mounts. That's what I did to mount this loopholed 1.5 to 5. I like having a nice low power scope on there. Works pretty good. So the action on this thing actually has a pretty short bolt throw. If I can show you guys, that bolt sticks out pretty far when it's locked from the stock. So if you got big heavy gloves on and with that short bolt throw, you can get a good handle on the bolt and not interfere with your scope. I think that was a pretty well designed thing for a good utilitarian rifle. And the action when I first got this thing was pretty stiff and gritty, but after just shooting about 100 rounds and maybe dry cycling it 100 times, it's really smoothed out a lot since I picked it up last week. So that's good. Another feature that I really like, this takes 1022 magazines, which are available, common. A lot of us might just have some lying around. They're good magazines, so it comes with one 10-round rotary magazine, but also you can put the bigger ones in there. Like this is a BX15, fits in there just fine. I think that's a really neat feature. I like that, because if it's cold during the winter, wearing big gloves, maybe you have a mitten on your left hand, this is a lot easier to put on and out. You can carry extra magazines, not have to worry about fiddling with little 22 cartridges when your fingers are cold. I like that. One gripe I got about this gun is this extended magazine release here. You can see that behind. That's how you get your magazine on and out. I really would have preferred a flush fit one. I think this is more likely to just get bumped. You're gonna lose your magazine in the field, but we'll see if that manifests as an actual problem in the field. I just don't think it's really necessary to have a big extended one. Let me know what you guys think about that. So moving back, trigger was just fine when I was sitting there shooting. I didn't notice it being bad or anything. It completely serviceable. I liked it. The trigger guard here is plastic. Some people might like that or not like that, but yeah, it's just integral to the stock, plastic, simple, no frills. So your safety, get you where you can see it. Safety's on the tang, so back is safe, forward is fire. Nice and easy to get to. One thing to be aware of, even if you are on safe, you can work the bolt, whether you like that or not. That's how this one works. So you can load and unload without safety. It's not a 3-position, just 2-position tang safety. Moving back, got some texture on the pistol grip, doing all right. And this has a kind of a modular stock system where you can change the length of pull and your comb height. The standard model I got here comes with an extra stock module, so you can pop this off, pop this on, your length of pull stays the same, but it raises your your cheek weld. If you're using a higher scope mount, you can put that on there. Also on Ruger's website, you can get compact lengths of pull, which is pretty cool. You can set this up for a smaller statured person or a kid. Maybe if you're wearing more clothes in the winter, you would prefer a shorter length of pull. I might do that later. I kind of like shooting a little more square with a shorter length of pull, especially if I'm wearing bulky clothing. So that was an interesting feature like that. There's your rear sling swivel stud on there. And this doesn't have a recoil pad. It's just hard plastic at the back of that stock module. It does have some texturing there with your Ruger logo. 22 long rifle, 22 mag. You just don't really need a recoil pad. It does the trick. This whole gun's kind of a setup to be really utilitarian, and I like that. But took it out. How does it shoot? Took it out, shot some groups a couple days ago. I'll put in some of that footage, and it went terrible. It was horrendous. The groups were bad, but we can't blame that on the gun. I'll explain that in a minute, but let me show you these groups first. So, a couple days ago, I went out to the range. I went to the Fairbanks public range there, and I sat down at the bench. I was like, yeah, I'll shoot some groups with some different types of ammo here, test out the Ruger American. And I'll show you these up close in a little bit, but it was horrendous. I got really frustrated. I thought, oh, I just bought this new gun that's shooting terrible. And then it was about 15 degrees below zero while I was out there shooting. And yeah, my fingers were a little cold, but I was doing my part. I felt like I was having good fundamentals, like it should have been tight groups, but no, they were all over the place. So I was frustrated. I checked my scope mount to see if it was wobbly or not. You know, I don't know if you guys ever had a situation where you get a new gun, you go out and it just doesn't shoot good. You go into diagnosis mode. You're like, I got to figure out what's wrong with this thing. So I started doing some research. And I found out that there's kind of a known thing that rimfire ammunition, the colder it gets, the more the accuracy degrades. So this is really an ammunition problem. This was all kind of bulk pack, cheap stuff. So yeah, I'll show you how bad these groups were, but we can't blame this on the gun. I'd say go check out some other reviewers maybe who shot in a little bit better weather to get the accuracy of the Ruger American Rimfire. But I thought this was really interesting, how bad it was in the cold. I've shot plenty of animals when it was 15 below or even colder than that, but it's usually at pretty close range, not to the point where this horrible accuracy would make the difference. And this, I really learned something about rimfire accuracy in the cold. Let me just show you how horrendous these groups are. So, actually the best thing, or I don't want to say best, least horrible, was the Sagiwa Super Extra bulk pack stuff. This was shooting at 50 yards. I got a 2.9 inch group. That's 5.8 MOA. And I shot two 5-shot groups per different kind of ammo. So here, 5.9 inch group at 50 yards, 11.8 MOA. Just terrible. And then my Winchester, 36 grain hollow points, 10.7 inches at 50 yards, over 20 MOA. I've shot this stuff when it was warmer, and it's done better than this. This is definitely an ammunition related thing. Just the temperature sensitivity of that rimfire ammo. I didn't expect it to be this dramatic. Like centerfire ammo, you'll lose a little bit of velocity. Your point of impact might change when it gets really cold, but it doesn't open up like this. So yeah, moving down here to the end. Shot some Winchester Super X high velocity, 40 grain round nose, and still terrible groups. 5.7 inches, a little over 11 MOA, 4.7 inches, a little under 10. So, not great groups at all. So this is kind of a segue from the Ruger American Rimfire rifle review. But I thought it was interesting. I wanted to show you guys this. Don't get frustrated like I did if you go out in the cold and you're shooting monstrous groups with your 22 LR. I really want to get to the bottom of this and find a good 22 LR hunting ammo for the winter when it's really cold. But these three aren't it. But if I had to go hunting right now, I'd take the Aguila Super Extra over either of these two. But yeah, 22 ammunition, still pretty hard to come by up here, but as things get more available, I'd like to make a video comparing as many different kinds as I can in the cold sometimes this winter. So Let me know in the comments if you think that would be cool. I'm gonna probably do it anyway, just for my own hunting purposes. Like, this is pretty bad. Like, you could be shooting at a ptarmigan from 50 yards or something and just completely miss, just being the fault of the ammo. It's pretty dramatic, especially if you're trying to do headshots on things like bunny or grouse or ptarmigan, which is what I got this rifle for, for hunting like that. So yeah, let's get back to the rifle, do some conclusions. So, in conclusion, I think this is a really good utilitarian 22 LR rifle with some well thought out features. Sorry I couldn't get you guys reliable accuracy data, just the weather wouldn't let that happen. But yeah, everything else, I like it. It's nice, handy rifle, configurable to each user. Comes in a lot of different models to fit your need. So overall, I'd give it a thumbs up. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thought that having the accuracy issues with the 22 LR was frustrating, but it was interesting. I learned something new about shooting accurately in the cold with rimfires. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you think I deserve it, and have a good one. And I've been real busy lately. Hey, Ruger, that's my camera, dude. That's bad.